Okay, everyone, good morning. So, why it is showing 0.
This are all I
What?
tried. I stopped this.
Why you stopped these things actually? Which is
I
the one which we created yesterday?
This is the one. Proceed.
03, this one.
Yes. No, no, not that one.
It is not here.
Not here. That's why I stopped everything. I'll do one thing.
Today, what is our data center actually?
Uh, that we can see in the recording. I have already opened data center. I don't remember Proceed, but I have instance ID.
Can you open the 5th tab actually?
Sure.
Wait. 5th tab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th tab.
Okay.
No. In the tab itself, do you have the 5th tab, right?
Yes, Proceed. It's coming recording this. That's why 1 second. Yes.
What is this actually? East to 1.
So if I look at here, on 1 second.
Okay, EU North 1. Hmm.
Yeah. This is
Wait.
the
This is the one, right?
Yes, exactly right.
Always be sure about your this one, which data center you are, okay?
Okay.
How it will be working. For example, these are your cloud stations, okay?
Mhm.
Like European North 1, East 1, like Asia Pacific, US, okay?
Okay.
Your data centers only important actually. From their data centers only, you will be picking up all these things.
Sure, plus. So we cannot put default there.
No.
Okay.
Your one is EU North 1.
Okay. Downloads. Here, can we select other PEM file?
One minute. It has to decrypt and give us a password.
Okay. This is API CSR form, no, Prasi? Decrypt password.
Hmm?
CSR form we call in APIs.
Mhm. I'm only putting the wrong one actually.
Okay.
See, now it works.
Ah,
Remote access is already turned on only. Why it is showing up like this?
first one, Prasi.
Open your instance over here.
Yep.
Is the discovery got completed yesterday?
Uh, yes, it was done.
Up to how many
5.
steps? 5.
Shall I use new tab? Was pressing.
Sorry?
Shall I use new tab? Okay.
Okay. So, it's not responding. Sign in,
Yep.
Jagdish.
Sure.
Tomorrow, we will be starting with our cloud management, okay?
Oh,
It doesn't mean that we completed the discovery and the mid-server part, okay? With, I mean, once we activated this instance, we have to try to complete as much as possible with this instance work and all. Then we can concentrate on more theoretical and more customization part.
sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, let's see with the same instance how we have to connect with the as in the cloud management part.
Okay. Yes, press. You can see 5 on 5.
Yeah, thanks. Here, if we see, let me try to sort the created one. Okay. The first and the foremost one in the discovery is the scanning phase. Okay. We just have 4 different phases in the discovery. First one is scanning. Second one is classification. third one is identification, and fourth one is exploration. Okay, these are the phases of scanning. Okay, the first and foremost phase is called scanning phase. In that, the probe called Sejam probe will be running in this particular one. So it will goes out of service now, and the response will come into the service now. This is the meaning of output and input. Okay, the first and the foremost one of the Sejam, it will take the it just try to send up a different type of probes. Everything is the port probes over here. It will try to launch all the probe numbers like Windows, Linux, SNMP. If you see over here, it is trying to launch all the port Windows, SNMP, SSH, HTTPS, Windows. It will launch all the different type of port probes along with it, which is nothing but to find this particular IP address port number it needs to find. In order to find the port number of a particular IP address device, okay, it will push all the port numbers into the system in the scanning phase. And as a response, what it gets. Why the UAI is appearing in such a way? If you see in this XML version, guys, okay, you see in the XML version of this one, you could see like, see, you are launching different type of probe, okay? The first probe, second probe, third probe, like for each and every in the XML format like this, it will send all the ports. So first it will trying to push the first scanner port, that is port number 35. And here it is showing that port probe is WMI, Windows, and the result came out as open. This is important. So whichever result got open, the thing is will be considered like this is port is called as a particular device port. Okay. So then it is called, if it is 135 in the sense, it will be considered as WMI, Windows port. Here in the scanner, if you see, there is another type of Windows system. WMI is the Windows server and this is Windows computer 137. And the result is unresolved, which means it is not that particular port probe. Same way DNS result is resolved. Here in another HTTPS, it is giving your result is timed out. For another port number 472, the result is refused. Another port number 5989, the result is refused. Like this, it will check for all the ports, different type of ports, and the result, whichever got the open port, open result as open, and that port numbers that the probe considers what type of device it is. In our scenario, we already know it is a Windows Server system, correct? And we got the exact result as result equal to open, and our port probe equal to WMI, which is nothing but the Windows Server. This is the input we got. So from the first phase of discovery, from the scanning, we know that our particular port probe is WMI, which is a Windows Server system. In this IP address, we have a Windows Server system. That is the first finding we are just finding up. So in the session and in the scanning phase, we will be finding out like what type of device it is, whether it is Windows, Linux, what type of system it is. That is what we will be finding. As we already know this is a Windows server, the next phase is called classification phase. The classification phase, it is obviously running what? WMI runners. WMI runners in the WMI classification, which means it will try to classify the device with the WMI class. That means it will take all the Windows credentials from the credential table, and it will try to log in into a system using those credentials. So it will pick up all the Windows credentials from the discovery credential table. One by one, it will try to match up with the system. Once it got matched up, okay, it will give some basic information about the system. Okay. Once it got result as okay, see it is giving the name of the system. It is Windows 32 computer system, and the domain name is work group, and the instance name is EC2 Amazon. This is the name of the device, okay, and the operating system of the device. And this is like a caption, Microsoft Windows Server 22 data center. What is the version it is? Some of the local information you are getting it up over here. This is the host name value. Can you see guys over here? And some more information also you're getting it over here. What is the parameter name from the host? So it, as I said, it is already classified as the Windows classified. So like this, you will be getting some basic details about that system. Okay. So this is the second phase. The second phase mostly, it will try to match up with the credential. Once the credential get passed out, it will get some basic information about the system. Once it knows the basic information like Windows 22, Windows, whatever it is, then it will launch its exact pattern for it, Windows OS server. So how it is getting launched in the sense, for example, if you go to the identification phase, identification and this one, you just have something called CI identifiers. Using the identifiers, not CI identifier, 1 minute. The discovery definition, you have CI identification. In that, you have identifiers. whether it is Linux or Windows, whatever it is, from here only, it will be, you will be having that identifications. Okay, CI identifier list, same as like how do you see in the CMDB data. But for here in the classification phase, we have a interesting facts to be get now. CI classification phase, our one is Windows. Okay, for all the device, it has separate classifications. Okay, here once it classifies the device name, ours is Windows 22 server, right?
Yes.
So this is our system. In this one, how it has the classification criteria also. Once the password things, username password matches, it will check whether is VIP equals to false and the name contains 2022 OS full name has server. These conditions should be get matched up to the system. First of all, we have to check in the name. In the name, okay, whether it contains in the caption or the name, whatever it is, it contains the Microsoft Windows Server Data Center, Windows Server 2022 Data Center. It just has the operating system caption and the name, all these information it has. Okay. From here, it will check what type of server it is. We have the word called server. We have the word called 2022. Okay. From here, it classifies that device is Windows 22 server. We have other classification. If it is Windows 16 in the sense, this thing will be working. If it is 22 in the sense, this thing will be working. If it is Windows NT server in the sense, this thing will be working. According to this classification only, in this particular table, it will go and put the record. As we classify through our this classification, and we have trigger probes for this one. Okay. For here, we have one identification probe and rest of them are 3 exploration probes. So as we classified that this is a Windows 2022 server, and in this identification phase, we have this particular pattern. Our pattern for this identification section is Windows OS server. So as you see in the discovery, once the classification part has been done, the next part of identification, it launches the pattern of what? Windows OS server. From this table only, it will pick up. It will pick up which pattern it has to be get launched. Okay. So ours got launched the Windows OS server pattern. Let's see what is the answers we got for this particular pattern. So the status is succeeded at first. We do have a lot of log in the different encrypted way. We don't need these information. But we need this information, right? From here, if you see, this class name, table name, still little. Okay. So class name is CMDB underscore CI underscore Windows server. OS address with the 64-bit. Short description, it doesn't have any value. Default gateway number is, the IP, default gateway, not IP address, default gateway number. Chase type is other, virtual. OS domain is work group. Sys class name is Windows CMDB server. CPU count is 1. Manufacturer is Amazon EC2. What our classifier, our RAM value, our CPU value, our FDQN value, our OS is Windows 22 data center, our OS name. Our CPU name is Intel. See how many information we are getting from the system. Model ID, disk space, object ID. Our name of our system is what? IP 717213116/22 and DNS domain name. All these information we got from what? See, next is small sections, it is just classifying. Then from the serial number table, it is trying to put the serial number type as BIOS. This is the value, this is the table name, and this is the serial number value. We have got EC2, DP2, something. Like this for each and every internal tables that is related to it. For example, we have IP addresses. So CMDP IP addresses, we are logging some information like this. We will be logging some other informations also in this attached relationship tables. Now we know our particular device name is IP 172.31.16.22. If we see, once this discovery has been done, it has find a device. This device is created. This device is updated. See the name of our device.
Yes, proceed. It's matching.
Matching. Okay. This patterns and all, why do we use? In the sense, it is kind of a transform map for us in the discovery phase, okay? Whatever data that is coming from the third-party system, we are engaging that into our ServiceNow table fields. In the relevant fields, we are trying to match it up. That is what we will be doing in the pattern actually. So from there, this is the name, this is the manufacturer ID, this is the serial number we got, model ID, CPU type, content, domain name, operating system, and some other tracking files and all we got. We got one network adapter along with it, one storage device, one file tracking device, and 10 more softwares got installed into it. See how many softwares it has within it. Running processors. We got 3 serial numbers from there. BIOS system UUID, but all of the will be same, only this thing and all. But in different categories, it is taking up. 2 IP addresses, same IP addresses in different format. Different versions. It is IPv4 and this is IPv6. But if you see, it is same only. DNS name for the CI. DNS name that is coming from system. Memory modules. TCP connection, file tracking, all these information will be comes into one picture. If I click on over here, it will be showing me the dependency view of this particular one. See, it has 4 tracking file device, 1 disk, 1 network adapter. So for this, after this, it just got connected with these many items. Okay. And we have 4 TCP connections connecting connecting to this IP address with this port number. Okay. We can even also check this TCP ports along with the port number will give you some of the this tracking device, file trackings and all you're having, no? It will try to find more information if you go and put this things in the service mapping and all. I will teach you like how to do that one and how to configure those stuffs also. And you have 10 softwares installed to do it. So we find one device over here. So pattern is nothing but what? Whatever information that is coming from the identification probe, it will try to match each and every field to a particular ServiceNow field. That is what the patterns will do. I'm going into the pattern only, okay? This is our table and this is our pattern name. Just go into that. And it is an infrastructure device. Yeah. The pattern type is infrastructure pattern, and this is the one. This is the identification phase. Let me go into this one. The debug get starts, okay? If you click on debug, and if you put the IP address in that place in essence, these are our fields, okay? Service node fields for the Windows Server table. Windows Server table. These are the temporary variables, which is nothing but it is coming from the third party, not third party, from the discovery. These are the fields that is coming from there. See, other tables, serial number table, discovery device neighbors, switchers, printers, CMDB key pair value. These are coming from the third party system. And now get set by my Windows classify. Open it up. Create is VIP variable. No mid server found to entry a debug system, the host with IP management. Okay. Debug mode.
It's down.
Okay. First of all, I'm not sure if the mixer is going to be get ready today. But the only thing you could see, all the fields that is coming in this way, see OS family, OS type, management IP is literally our, most of the time, our own IP addresses will be coming in that way. Primary host name, OS class name, OS. So all these information, see filter type IP addresses. So from the cluster, how to get our IP addresses, cluster resource not contain IP address. So like this, we just have multiple things to set up our value within the system. Okay. Um, Windows hardware, softwares, Windows printers, Windows cluster value, how to set up the DNS name, the DNS and all, how it has to be set up. All these information you will be having in the system. So as if the debug works in the sense, it will show you some other parameters also over here. So that's the reason I'm trying to show it up along with the debug mode. Windows hardware information. With server properties, serial number and chase number. See from the Windows 32 system closure, chase type and serial number they are getting. And while selecting it up, how they are putting. So from here, we just have these parameters, chase type and serial number. Windows 32 system closure. Entry points. This is coming from the root device of CIMV2. For these kind of things only, I'm just trying to push the mid server to show the details. Then you can able to understand very well that how this device information and all we are getting it from this temporary variable or from the third party system actually. Okay guys, let it be. Tomorrow while coming up, I will show up this debugging mode of this pattern and how it will be actually working for you. So after that, we can continue with the rest of the stuff like exploration phases and all, how it is working. I will let you know. Okay. So today, let's not waste our time. So let's meet on tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prasi.
Thank you.
Yeah.